Las Vegas used to be the city of freedom, lights, and endless chance. Now, new laws and political pressure threaten to change everything. Today, Vegas might be gambling not just with money, but with its very soul. As Las Vegas enters a new era, the city faces challenges it has never seen before. The lights are still on, the music still pulses through the strip. But behind the neon, something fundamental is shifting. Now, Las Vegas is not just betting on tourists, conventions, or mega events. It is betting on politics. And the stakes are nothing less than the city's identity. Las Vegas was built on freedom, excess, and the idea that what happens here belongs only to the night. For decades, that promise drew millions. Visitors came for the feeling that rules softened under neon lights, that nights stretched longer, louder, and wilder than anywhere else. But recently, that image has collided headfirst with a wave of new laws, tighter regulations, and political pressure that could permanently reshape the city. This moment has become a turning point, a moment when safety, reputation, and long-term stability are being weighed against spectacle, spontaneity, and risk. And no one in Las Vegas is untouched by the outcome. The Strip after dark tells two stories at once. One side still gleams with LED screens, bottle service sparklers, and crowds lining up beneath velvet ropes. The other feels quieter. Security lines last longer. Clubs close earlier. Certain corners that once buzzed until sunrise now fall silent far sooner. The atmosphere has changed, subtle but unmistakable. A growing wave of regulations has tightened how nightlife operates. Clubs face stricter licensing requirements. Casinos navigate new compliance rules. Security standards rise while margins shrink. Taxes and fees increase quietly, line by line. None of these changes arrive overnight, but together they form a steady pressure, reshaping the rhythm of the city. Supporters argue this shift is necessary. They point to public safety, rising crime concerns, and the need to protect Las Vegas's global image. They talk about long-term sustainability, about making the city appealing not just for one wild weekend, but for families, conventions, and international investment. From this perspective, the old Vegas came with costs that could no longer be ignored. But for those who built their lives around the old rhythm, the new rules feel like a slow suffocation. Staff move with precision, but there is an emptiness that cannot be hidden by sound or smoke. Fewer guests. Shorter nights, tighter spending. Bartenders count tips that no longer stretch as far. DJs scan the room, sensing a crowd that feels cautious instead of reckless. These are not just cultural shifts. They are economic ones. When laws change, nightlife feels it first. Clubs adjust hours. Promoters slash budgets. Small venues struggle to keep up with compliance costs. Some quietly shut their doors. Others survive by reshaping themselves into something safer, tamer, and far less distinctive. Casinos face a similar tension. Gaming floors remain busy, but behind the scenes, new regulatory frameworks require more staff, more oversight, and more paperwork. Every added layer costs money. And when spending tightens nationwide, even the world's most famous casinos feel it. For workers, recent months have been unsettling. Security guards pick up extra shifts as venues cut staff. Cocktail servers worry about hours being trimmed. Performers navigate fewer bookings and stricter contracts. These are not abstract policy debates. They are real lives adjusting to a city that feels less forgiving than it once did. In neighborhoods that once thrived on nightlife spillover, businesses feel the slowdown. Late-night diners close earlier. Rideshare drivers find fewer fares after midnight. Small entertainment venues struggle to draw crowds willing to pay higher prices in a more regulated environment. The city itself feels different after curfew. Streets that once pulsed until dawn now empty sooner. Neon reflects off quieter sidewalks. The sense of unpredictability, once a defining feature of Las Vegas nights, is slowly fading. Residents who support the changes describe a city that grew too fast, too loose, and too dangerous in places. They talk about public safety incidents that made headlines, about neighborhoods strained by constant party traffic, about the cost of freedom falling disproportionately on locals. For them, tighter laws feel overdue. A correction. A chance to rebuild trust and balance. City officials echo this sentiment. They frame this year as a year of reckoning, a necessary reset. Their argument is clear. Without intervention, Las Vegas risks becoming unstable, unlivable, and unattractive to the very visitors it depends on. Politics, in this view, is not the enemy of Vegas. It is its last defense. But others see a dangerous gamble unfolding. Vegas is not just a city. It is a brand built on fantasy. And brands are fragile. Strip away too much chaos, too much edge, and the fantasy begins to crack. Visitors do not come here for order. They come for escape, for indulgence, for stories they cannot tell anywhere else. The fear is that in trying to save itself, Las Vegas may lose what made it matter. Headlines flash across screens. Protests flare briefly outside council meetings. Industry groups lobby behind closed doors. Every decision feels weighted. Raise standards too far, and businesses close. Loosen them, and criticism intensifies. There is no easy win. Recent changes have revealed how deeply politics and entertainment are intertwined. A law passed in a quiet chamber ripples outward into dance floors, gaming tables, and hotel corridors. A vote meant to protect one group unsettles another. Each choice shifts the balance. For longtime residents, the change triggers reflection. Memories surface of a strip that felt raw and unpredictable. Nights when rules blurred and the city felt alive in a different way. For newer arrivals, the safer, more structured Las Vegas may feel like progress rather than loss. Two visions of the city now coexist, uneasily. One envisions Las Vegas as a polished global destination, safe, stable, and respectable. A city that evolves beyond its reputation and courts long-term growth. The other clings to the belief that Vegas must remain loud, risky, and slightly dangerous to survive. That order is the enemy of magic. As this shift continues, both visions push forward. Business owners adapt or disappear. Workers recalibrate expectations. Visitors sense the shift, even if they cannot name it. Nights feel shorter. Experiences feel managed. The city still dazzles, but differently. And looming over everything is the economic pressure. Tourism does not exist in a vacuum. When laws change the experience, visitor behavior changes too. Some stay away, others spend less. Some seek cheaper, looser alternatives elsewhere. The competition is no longer theoretical. Cities around the world watch closely, ready to capture travelers who feel Las Vegas no longer offers what it once did. The conflict sharpens when the changes begin to touch everyday moments that once felt effortless. A security checkpoint stretches longer outside a popular venue. Guests shift their weight, glancing at watches, unsure whether the wait is worth it. Inside, music thumps, but the energy arrives in waves instead of floods. Something is holding the night back. Nearby, a small bar owner counts receipts beneath dim lights. Weekends used to guarantee packed rooms and steady cash flow. Now, even busy nights feel fragile. Rising compliance costs eat into margins, and every decision carries risk. Raise prices and drive guests away. Absorb the costs and strain survival. The freedom that once defined Vegas nightlife now comes with conditions and paperwork. Across the Strip, a casino hallway feels unusually quiet. Slot machines hum to themselves as cleaners pass through polished corridors. The spectacle remains, but the sense of excess feels controlled, almost rehearsed. Policies meant to create order quietly reshape how long people stay, how much they spend, and how late they linger. For residents, the effects ripple outwards. Less nightlife traffic means calmer streets, but also fewer jobs and slimmer paychecks. Taxi queues shorten. Late shifts disappear. A sense of stability battles with a growing unease about opportunity slipping away. The city feels safer in places, but also smaller. Politics sits at the center of it all, invisible yet powerful. Laws written far from the Strip dictate the tone of the night. Each regulation bends the experience a little more. steering Las Vegas towards something new. Not broken, not saved, just changed. And that change carries weight, because Las Vegas has never survived by being ordinary. It thrives in extremes, in risk, in moments that feel unrepeatable. The question now is whether control can coexist with chaos, or whether one must erase the other. As Las Vegas moves into its next chapter, the question is no longer whether politics will shape the city. The real question is whether the balance can hold. Can new laws truly make Las Vegas safer without sanding down its edges? Can regulation protect workers without pushing businesses under? Can the city evolve without erasing its soul? Dawn breaks over the Strip. The neon dims. Cleaning crews move through empty streets. A few late-night workers head home. The city exhales, caught between what it was and what it might become. Las Vegas has always been about risk. But now, the gamble is no longer confined to the tables. It is written into policy, culture, and everyday life. Is this the moment Las Vegas redefines itself, or the moment it loses the gamble? What do you think? Can politics truly save Vegas, or is this just the beginning of the end? If this story made you see the Strip differently, stay with us. Subscribe for more deep dives into the cities standing at a crossroads, and share this video so others can decide where they think the future of Las Vegas is headed.